Officer 500 Barack Allah, representing I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. started in 1969, Harlem, New York, 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. And we bring the truth that all so-called Black Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans make up the 12 tribes of Israel. This is what we push out to our people, to bring our people back into the law, statute, and commandments, so we can get out of this hell that we're living in, get out of this servitude, get out of this slavery that we're living in. This is Atlanta I.S.U.P.K, the law class. And we're going to be going into a little bit about who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie. And touching on Mother's Day a little bit. Mother's Day coming up Sunday, and you know, Mother's Day is a day that could be a stumbling block for brothers and sisters in the truth, and definitely ones that's prospecting to come into the truth. You know, every holiday, not holy days, but every holiday has one holiday that may be a little harder for you to let go than others. You know what I'm saying? Some people, Christmas is a hard day for others, where it's not hard for others. Another day could be hard for somebody. Easter could be hard for somebody, but you know, somebody that real near and dear with a mother has passed, or you know, they got a great grandmamas, their grandmama and mama living. You know what I mean? They want to show honor to those women in this society, in this new Babylon, aka America. You know, they tell you when to honor your mother and your father. They tell you when to, you know, show their honor. And it's hard, it's a stumbling block for brothers and sisters to say, you know what, I can see the other holidays, but that Mother's Day, I can't show love to my mother on that day. But here in the I.S.U.P.K, we here to bring out the truth and let you know we don't celebrate any days that the Lord did not approve. You know, if you have an anniversary of your wedding, anniversary of your coming together with your wife, your spouse, or whatnot, then you know that's lawful. You know, anniversaries on lawful days. You still have to watch that anniversary stuff. That we can definitely celebrate anniversaries. But by all the other days, all the other holidays, it's a wrap. We don't touch them at all. You know, we got Memorial Day, we got Father's Day coming up, unlawful. We got Memorial Day coming up, unlawful. Labor Day, 4th of July, unlawful. You know what I'm saying? We especially don't celebrate any heathens or any oppressors days. You know what I mean? These people took us in slavery, took us in cattle slavery. You know what I mean? We don't know who we are as a people. We don't know where we come from, and we only have their ways. As soon as we get our people to start thinking like that, they'll see how much is an offense to the Most High that those days are not to be celebrated at all. Pick me up at Romans 1:25. That's what we're basing this class off of. You know what I mean? Because that's the question at hand, man. Who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie? What?
Next up. It's the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie?
Who changed the what?
The truth of the Most High into a lie.
It's the truth, man. What we call ourselves I.S.U.P.K, starting on 125th Street, Harlem, New York, in 1969, man. You know, it's the truth, the whole truth, and you know what I mean. So help us God. You know what I mean? It's not a half truth. It's not a part of the truth. It's not 95% of the truth. It's the whole truth. The truth that everybody, that the most of the world is following, but what we're more concerned with the so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans is following, is a lie. And that's in Romans. That's just, you know, what we call the New Testament. That's put in there. So I mean, what people got to realize is that the truth has been changed into a lie. For him to even, for the Most High to even authorize it, that to even be put there, we have to be asking ourselves, okay, what is the lie? You know what I mean? Because everybody seems to think that just because the traditions of men to pass down, that, there's no way that you could be serving a lie. And that verse is giving you a little insight, is that whatever, most of the time, whatever truth or you think is truth or spiritual background or religion background you have, it's a lie, and it's been changed. Don't think you're not caught up in that. That scripture right there should be blowing the trumpet and letting you know that you should be questioning what you into. Go ahead.
And worship and serve the creature more than the creator.
They worship and serve the creature more than creator. They want to worship the sun, the moon, the stars. They want to worship men and women on the earth. They want to worship everything. You know what I mean? They want to represent and Salaki. They want to worship the pot and not the potter. That's what they want to do. I mean, for us in the truth, it makes plenty of sense. I mean, like, we're not gonna worship or bow down to anything that's the pot that was actually made by the potter. We won't give homage. We won't give that worship to the potter, to one, the supreme being the one that made that. But people can't get there. They want to get stuck up in shiny things. They want to get stuck up in everything else but the Most High. You know what I mean? Keep on going.
Who is blessed forever. Amon.
Keep on going.
Verse 26. For this cause, the Most High gave them up unto foul affections.
He gave them up into vile affections, man. I mean, that's inconvenient affections. You know what I mean? Things that's very inconvenient. You know what I mean? A man with a man is very inconvenient. A woman with a woman is very inconvenient. It's very vile. You know what I mean? Us serving other gods and serving other truths, well, not truths, serving falsehoods. You know what I mean? Those, the punishment that comes on that, those are vile affections that come up. Keep on going.
For even their woman did change their natural use into that which is against nature.
Right. You know what I mean? It goes into the whole homosexual thing, but, it has to start off, the Most High, He's perfect in all His ways, about who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie. Because, the homosexuality, the LGBTQ, they're a very big part of the culture and the influence on everything. So, for the Most High to tie that scripture in, or who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie, it shows you everything. You know what I'm saying? You're building the foundation on it, because the foundation of our culture these days is built off of LGBTQ. You know what I mean? They all in our TV shows. They're trying to influence our kids into the cartoons and also at school. You know what I mean? It's a lot of influence that they have, and so the Most High got that there for us. It was even a story I seen earlier this week. I need to pull the article, but it's a story of somebody in Switzerland. Because even though people not in the truth, people still holding the Bible. And every now and then, people do want to read their Bible and see exactly what it says. You know what I mean? It's not really that hard to find out what's the Most High stance on homosexuality, even though everybody beating around the bush and acting like acting like it just don't say that, but they still want to have some type of form of the Bible and the Most High, whatever. Some pastor in Switzerland read this verse and went on down about the men with men and women with women, and they arrested that pastor right there. They arrested that pastor because of that, which is and I'll pull that article if I have time. But they arrested them because you know what, the Bible is hate speech. You know what I mean? No matter, they call it the Bible Belt. They say America's built off of Christianity. America's over 80% of Christians. It don't matter. If you read the real words of the Bible on live TV, on the airways, whatever, that's hate speech. It's already in the books. The Bible is considered hate speech. You know what I mean? In some countries, you will be arrested for that. You will be arrested for reading the Bible. That's how much, you know what I mean, this country is against the words of the Most High. So don't let anybody just holding the Bible think that just don't think just because somebody holding the Bible that they with the whole Bible. Most of the time They're holding the Bible, they're not in I.S.U.P.K, they're against the Most High. You know what I mean? They're against the Lord in all his ways. You know what I mean? We are, and that's why you celebrating, that's why you're gearing up to celebrate Mother's Day Sunday. That's another day the Most High did not choose for you to worship at all. Now now the Bible, that's part of the first 10 commandments, and it's part of the commandment, law, statute, commandments that shall honor their mother and their father. Yeah, you definitely got to honor their mother and their father, because just because you gave her a card, a big gift, a big basket, and bought her something nice and took her out to eat to a 5-star restaurant on Mother's Day, that's not honoring your mother and your father. Is it what you do every day after that? You know what I mean? Because there's gonna be some people that give their mothers cards, or mothers that get cards or whatnot, and they do some of the most wickedest things to their mother. They disrespect their mother. You know what I mean? They don't treat her right. They don't regard her in any type of way. But on that day, because your oppressor said to honor your mother and your father on that day, you're gonna be a good slave. You know what I mean? And honor your mother and father on the days they said honor your mother and father. Well, you cannot find any of that. That's not any of the customs of the Most High, of the Israelites, of Yahanna, who called Jesus. It's not any of those customs. Let's get the Monday night. Officer Yahanna, he went over the history of Mother's Day. Everybody need to go back and watch that class, the history of Mother's Day. I'm not gonna go all the way into it, but I'm gonna read a little paragraph on what it says about Mother's Day, because all these holidays, as we always state, they all ancient also. People want to say the Passover and all the holy days are ancient. Well, the holidays that you celebrate are ancient also. You just don't know, because a slave don't know nothing. And even a heathen over here in America, they don't know nothing. All they know, that's what everybody do. It says, the tradition dates back to pagan celebration in ancient Greece to honor Rhea, the mother of the gods. In Rome, too, Cybele, a mother of goddesses, was worshipped as early as 250 BC. So that's going back to the BCs, 250 years before Christ. You know what I mean? They found this day, and even before then. In the 17th century, England celebrated a day called Mothering Sunday on the 4th Sunday of Lent. And this is around that time where they consider Lent, the 4th Sunday. That's how they able to market. That's how they able to come up with Mother's Day. You know what I mean? They still keeping their moons and looking at the moon, the 4th Sunday after Lent and whatnot. But you don't regard anything about a Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread or whatnot. These are the things you're supposed to be celebrating around that time, not on Mother's Day at all. Today, this is Wednesday night law class, I.S.U.P.K. Atlanta. We're gonna first start off with the law on the matter, because as you see, what it goes back to that that's serving other gods. That's idolatry. Pick me up at Leviticus 26, 1 through 3. You know what I mean? This the law class. So first we gotta hit you with the law. The Most High said it, and we work our way on back. Right. This is the reason why that Israel is in captivity. Israel is in slavery. We don't know who we are. We in the state that we in. I can go on and on about the curses. This is part of that. A nice fluffy day like Mother's Day. Yes, the Most High is against you for that. Go ahead.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols or graven image, neither rear you up a standing image. Mm-hmm. Neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it. For I am the Lord your God.
Right. You know what I mean? Those are images. A lot of times, your mother passed or whatnot, your grandmother, she held the family together. You know what I'm saying? We want to make images to the people. We want to go back, to their graves and talk to them and all type of things that you're making an idol out of your mother. The same thing we do with birthdays also. Birthdays is a self-worshiping day. You know what I mean? You're making yourself an idol. Which is not a part of your culture. So-called black man, Hispanic, and Native American men and women. It's not a part of our culture at all. Keep on going.
Verse 2. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord.
Right, you gotta keep it Sabbath. You know what I mean? Going to church on Sunday. You know what I mean? When everybody, it's a church on every corner. People go to church on Sundays or whatnot, and think they could just, Saturday is a whole other type of day. Saturday is the holy day. Saturday is a Sabbath day. We gotta come back to our Sabbaths. Keep on going.
Verse 3. If ye walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them.
Yeah, that's what it's all gonna come down to, man. Keeping the commandments of the Most High. We gotta keep the commandments of the Most High. I mean, it's just plain and simple. If he didn't, any day that's not named in the Bible, any holy day that's not named in the Bible, I would definitely be real weary of celebrating that particular day. Pick me up at 2 Thessalonians 2:11. Right, because we're going into who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie, but we're gonna build a foundation on the reason why these things has to happen on the earth. The Most High he already wrote it in the Bible, prophecies about what's gonna happen around this time, and that's what we in. When Romans 1:25, that's what we in right now. You got that?
Cause the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 11. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie.
Believe a what?
Believe a lie.
Believe a lie, man. You know what I mean? What's a lie? I mean, Christmas is a lie. New Year's Eve is a lie. That's not even the right New Year's. That's not even when the year started. The year started around this time, right in March.
Right.
Around Passover time. You know what I mean? You think you honoring your mother, you turn on the TV and the radio, and you don't celebrate Mother's Day, man. You know what I mean? You could be cut off from your family almost. You know what I mean? When I first came into the truth, all your brothers and sisters to get together and come up. They put money together for mother or daddy or Mother's Day or Father's Day gift, and you talking about that you're not gonna put in because you don't believe in that. They're gonna automatically think, what kind of cult you in. You know what I mean? Because the popularity rules in this nation. You know what I mean? But the Most High, he dealing with a remnant, man. And everybody, we all know what a remnant is. A remnant is definitely when the Most High, that mean it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? The Most High is dealing with a remnant. He's not concerned with what everybody do. It's not a population. It's not a popularity rules type of thing. You know what I mean? Read that verse over one more time.
Book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 11. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion. Please hold while we wait for others to join. That they should believe a lie.
All right, don't let that go over your head, man. That you should believe a lie. Don't think that you so don't think that you so knowledgeable and that the Most High loves you just so much, the Most High child, that you won't believe a lie, man. You know what I mean? Most people do believe a lie in its nature. Keep on going.
Verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe in not the truth.
They're gonna be what?
That they might all might be damned who believe not the truth.
All right, keep on going.
But have pleasure in unrighteousness.
They got pleasure on this, man. They got pleasure in making these mother their things. You know what I mean? People that lost their mother, man. People that lost their mothers on tomorrow, it's gonna be a hard day for them. They're gonna be crying. They're gonna be going to the grave and whatnot. But what I ask is like, what difference is that day from another day according to the Lord? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with you being sad. Don't let it break you. You know what I mean? You being sad and you missing your mother, but that day is nothing. That is nothing to the Lord. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We all love our mothers. You know what I mean? The best thing you can do is just honor your mother and father and your mother all the days of your life, or whatever they need, when you could get to it, take care of them, try to make sure they don't be in a home or anything. You know what I mean? Do right by them. You know what I mean? Protect them. Even have to bring them up under your roof at times. You know what I mean? That's real honoring your mother and father, not no just give them a card or give them some gift or whatnot. You know what I mean? That's how you gonna be. That's how you get pleasure and righteousness. You know what I mean? Keep on going.
Verse 13. But we are bound to give thanks away to the Most High for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High have from the beginning chosen you to salvation throughout sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth.
Right. So we dealing with this thing in spirit and truth. You know what I mean? You know, we become fools for Christ, fools for Yahweh's sake, because we dealing with the truth in spirit and in truth. You know what I mean? People, you know, you will show people everything that this day is not to be touched at all. And, you know, people want to start backtracking and, you know what I mean, making all type of excuses about, you know what I mean, if he really, you know, is God really going to care about that? Everybody doing it. Everybody doing it. I mean, you mean to tell me that, you know, me honoring my mother, you know, that's going to be a problem? Nah, man, you're not celebrating. You're not coming to the Lord in spirit and truth. That's what he's going to, just like the other holidays, he's going to let mayhem happen. He's going to let things happen on that day. Because you did not honor him in spirit and truth. Keep on going.
Verse 14. Whereunto he called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of our Lord, Yahanna. Verse 15. Therefore, brethren, stand fast and hold the traditions which ye have been taught.
Which you have been what?
Which ye have been taught.
Right. That's you know, we gotta hold the traditions of the Most High, not traditions of men.
Right.
You know what I mean? Traditions of men is Mother's Day and Father's Day, man. You know what I mean? And Mother's Day, like I told you, that's something that somebody may give up. They may give up the holidays, give up everything, but when it comes to their Mother's Day, they be feeling it because they, you know what I mean? They you know what I mean? That's part of that test, and you gotta get past that test. You know what I mean? Becoming the remnant, be acceptable in the Most High sight. You know what I mean? He said if you put a child or a family member, a mother or father over him, you know what I mean? You're not worthy of him. You know what I mean? That's what the Most High say. You're not worthy of the Most High. So if it means that much to you, well, I just gotta participate in it, so I won't offend my mother. But I go ahead and offend the Most High. The Most High ain't with you, man. He's not with you. He's not working with you. And he's not dealing with you at all. Keep on going.
Whether by word or apostle.
Right. You know what I mean? With those traditions, that's the law, man. It's all 600 plus words of the law. You know what I mean? That this is not grievous for us at all. That's the true love. That's a true love that we have, according to the Most High. That's a true love that we can show the Most High. I mean, the love of the Lord with all your heart is following all the statute, commandments, and not touching the unclean thing at all. And we go into a little bit about some of these mothers. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, the mothers, they don't deserve a gift anyway. They don't deserve a Mother's Day gift anyway, man. It's all traditions of men. You're just going through the motions. You know what I mean? When we have 350,000 abortions a year through so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, women, and the men probably allowing that, it should be no gift giving, man. I mean, it's slaughter. It's slaughter on the streets. You slaughter on our babies. They're killing our babies. You know what I mean? If you had an abortion, you had a lot of abortions, 6 abortions, even 1 abortion, because of your career. Because of your career or whatnot. Or if you have, you're just waiting for you to get in the right situation to your career, you get off into your career, you get married, and then you have a baby, but you got 6 abortions under your belt. I mean, it's like, how are you a good mother? How are you really a good mother if you're killing your babies? You know, how you a really good mother if you're giving, every weekend or every time you want to go somewhere, you always pushing your babies off and your children off to your mother, or to whoever will keep them kids, and while you go ahead and do your own thing. You know what I mean? While you being nothing but a, you know what I mean, I hate to say it, but you being nothing but a whore around your children.
Right.
Even the children see at a young age that you a whore. You got all these men around, you going from men to men, man to man, you disrespecting the daddy, you disrespecting the father. You know what I mean? When Father's Day come around, you wanna get a Father's Day gift too. You want it all. You want a Mother's Day gift, you want a Father's Day gift, you want a birthday gift, you want a Christmas gift. Like the mothers, some of the mothers have to be stopped because they're not worthy of any gifts at all. And the women that we got in the truth, they not getting no gifts because they're not gonna touch that unclean thing. But it's not because they've done those things, and they may have and may have repented. But just as a nation as a whole, these mothers definitely do not deserve any type of any recognition at all. Our children are being killed on the streets. You know what I mean? They raising monsters up. You know what I mean? They letting the boys do whatever they want to do, letting the girls be whores at a young age. You know what I mean? Turning these little boys and learning how to shoot guns at a real young age, and learn how to kill their brother. You know what I mean? A black woman, a little black girl, learning how to disrespect a man and thinking that's the way to go because of this madness that our women has placed in this society. You know what I'm saying? Not really being true mothers. You know what I mean? They just want the praise and the glory for that. But the minute you tell them, hey, you're a bad mother. You're not a good mother at all. You're not even around these kids. You know what I mean? You're not even teaching these. You're not even giving these kids the proper nutrients. You know what I mean? You're not even got these kids in the truth. You got these kids following behind a false religion that you know is false, and celebrating everything but what the Lord said. You don't deserve a gift, but you know what? You got your gifts on heaven. You got your gifts on earth. You know what I mean? And afterlife, the lives after this. You know what I mean? Eternity. That's what matters. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to. We change the truth of the Most High into a lie. You got some more on that?
I'm gonna give you 16.
Where you at again?
Well, 2 Thessalonians.
Okay. Oh, nah. Drop that and we're gonna go into a little bit. Go into Jeremiah 17:4 and 5, because we've been cut off. We've been cut off from our heritage. We've been cut off from whatever we know. We're the only race of people who've been caught into cattle slavery and went into any type of servitude and don't know who we are. You know what I mean? The other nations, they know their generations back thousands, their dynasties thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? They celebrate different holidays that not even set up in America. In the Caucasian, these are their holidays that we celebrate. They're the ones ruling the earth, so that's why we celebrate those days. Go ahead.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee.
That he gave what?
That I gave thee.
Right. Even Jeremiah, he's telling, Jeremiah knew who he was. He's giving an example of the nation. Even Jeremiah, when he regenerated back into the earth, he's going to be cut off from his heritage. Because all the prophets that are coming back right now, they're coming back into a state where Israel don't know who they are. You know what I mean? Their heritage, their great heritage, we're the greatest stock on the earth. We're a holy people, set above all people upon the face of the earth. According to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. You know what I mean? All the people upon the face of the earth. You know what I mean? We know that we're from the best stock. We know that the Most High is dealing with us and us only as a nation and a race of people. You know what I mean? Even we all going to get cut off from our heritage, that rich heritage that we had. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies.
To serve their what?
To serve thy enemies.
Go ahead.
In a land which thou knowest not.
A land that which thou knowest not, which is AKA America, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's Judah. You know what I mean? Judah been cut off from their heritage. You know what I mean? We're in a land that we did not know before. You know what I mean? We cut off and we serving our enemies. Who's the enemies? Those heathens, man. You know what I mean? The Caucasian is your enemy. And that's who we serve. You know, after 400 years, you start feeling comfortable. You start getting Stockholm Syndrome. And make it seem like being a slave is not so bad. You know what I mean? That's what Harriet Tubman had a big problem with back in the days. One of her quotes is that I could have freed so many more slaves if I could convince them that they were slaves themselves. And they, you know what I mean? And a lot of people, they didn't believe even with the chains on them. Even living right there on Massa Plantation, they didn't believe they were slaves. You know what I mean? You couldn't even convince these people that they were slaves at all. And even to this day, we still have the same problem. Well, you know, I mean, you can't tell people that we are slaves now because they getting a little check. You know what I mean? They get able to take care of their family a little bit, and we already know that the slaves also got payment. Also, the slaves also got payment. The slaves had a place to stay. The slaves were given food to eat. The slaves were given, you know what I mean? They could mingle amongst themselves and have families. The slaves can go amongst themselves and go to different plantation amongst themselves and you know and make families or whatnot. When you start having that, you know they have their days off and they start having fun and you know and start enjoying life. You still got to make the best of life, even if you are a slave. You know what I mean? So that's why Harriet Tubman had that hard time back in the day to convince them that they are slaves also. And just like we having a hard time convincing our people that they slaves too. You know what I mean? You got it worse now. We'll pull the number one there, but the number of people slaves that were hung back in the day, number of slaves that were killed from the KKK and hung and all that. Do you know that black on black crime has killed way more than those people than that number today? You know what I mean? The chains are off because the chains are on spiritually now. You know what I mean? We killing each other. We worse than the KKK. We hunt a nigga down worse than the KKK now. You know what I mean? You see a brother in the mall. You walk by him, see another clique on the walking past another clique of Israelites, and they look at each other crazy. You know what I mean? They'll be willing to kill those people. If you got a problem with your oppressor, you got a problem with your oppressor, you won't be thinking so quick about that. That's how George Zimmerman is able to walk around freely and nobody put that pressure on him. Nobody put any type of pressure on George Zimmerman. If anything, he's doing what he wants to do on this earth. He's been arrested for road rage and shooting at people, dealing with stuff with his wife and everything. He ain't had no problems with anybody else because the so-called black man, Hispanic, Native American man, we more so concerned with just wiping out our own self. You know what I mean? You guys keep on going on that.
Come on. For you have kindled a fire in my anger.
Kindled a what?
A fire in my anger.
Man, you making the Most High angry and you don't even know. How you think ask why? All y'all Negroes, so-called Negroes, y'all just get comfortable until the next George Floyd and then ask, why this gotta happen? It's looking like 1960 on the news. Why this always gotta happen to us? But in the meantime, you kindling a fire and you making the Most High angry and you do not know why. And if anybody told you, you wouldn't even accept it. You know what I mean? Because we already know that fire. Who is this? Somebody online? Shalom, Lord Christ. We'll put you down. Can you read? All right. Pick me up at Jeremiah 17 and 4. But that you're on the bar. But that dinner, that nice dinner, that nice cookout that you about to have, or you want, hey, we want mom just to chill today, and we gonna just cook the dinner, and we're gonna clean up around the house, you know what I mean, and we're gonna put a smile on her face. Yeah, you did that day, but that fire that you kindled, that fire that you got, the dinner that you cooking, you know what I'm saying, you making the Most High angry, you making him against you, you know what I mean, and you don't know what that's doing to your kids, to your generation. You know what I mean? So Whether you like it or understand it or not, I mean, you could, whether you ignorant to the law or not, just like the Caucasian man does. You could be ignorant to the law all you want to. That don't mean you ain't gonna get arrested. That ain't gonna mean you ain't gonna give you no ticket at all. Pick me up in the middle of 4. So, hey, Salaki, I'm Officer Baraki Allah, Officer 500. I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Prophet, Officer 5,000, Officer Yahanna.
The limit to the class, what you saying?
My phone you want me to leave it on?
I'm gonna send you some links. You got 2 phones? I got both your links? How about that? You can use that one then.
You can just listen on.
Okay, we can use that one then.
Yeah, already.
And the number I got saved right now for you, I'm gonna send you the link.
Come.
Alright. Shalom Yahweh Shabbat, Shalom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shalom Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh to all the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shema Alatha Ba'ashem Yahweh to all the sisters. The water to Baraki Allah, you know what I mean, filling in for me. Traffic thick. You know what I mean, who we got on line? We got a lot of brothers and sisters online. A couple of people. Nobody? Mawasa, okay. Y'all had any questions? Well, it's a law class. I'm also used to teaching Thursday class, a law class.
Mm-hmm.
So what you were going over, Barack, before we get into this abortion?
I was going over who changed the truth of the Most High to a lie, Mother's Day.
Oh, you going over Mother's Day? Okay, give me, I'm about to send you this link real quick.
Okay.
Mother's Day, what, the 8th?
Well, I know it's Sunday. Yeah,
I think Mother's Day, the 8th.
This Sunday.
I'm gonna send you 2 links of Barack.
Come.
The water Mawasa.
That's the 8th, sir. Sunday.
Okay, I got you. The water.
I got a bar.
Anybody know what Roe versus Wade is? You know everybody going crazy right now for the pro-abortion, pro-life, pro-abortion, anti-abortion, and pro-life. Because in Texas they passed a law that you can basically get an abortion. You know what I mean, after 6 weeks.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, in Georgia, they talking about doing the same thing. In Alabama, yeah, that's what's going on. Alabama, they did the same thing. So they basically, you know, man, they trying to say that they want to put, you know, the decisions back in the state's representatives' hands. You know what I mean? Instead of it being like a Supreme Court ruling and all that. So right now they in chaos right now. You got the anti-abortion people versus the pro-life people. I mean, the people who's not for killing their baby, and the people who, you know what I mean, want to kill their baby. Don't care about the heathens and all that, but the Black, Hispanic, Native American Indian people, God's chosen people, you know what I mean, we care about those babies. Matter of fact, before we begin, give me Napash, give me Psalms 127 and 3.
Oh,
That's one, Barack.
Barack,
you give me Exodus 20.
Like, right?
Hold on, Napash. give me Exodus 20 and 13.
Come. You want it right now or you want to pass it?
Oh, you go ahead, read.
All right, Exodus 20, verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
Right, the Lord said thou shalt not kill, meaning what? What kill he talking about? Barak?
Thou shalt not murder.
Thou shalt not murder. You know what I mean? The Lord not telling you not to defend yourself, you know what I mean, in self-defense. You know what I mean? If you gotta defend yourself in self-defense, then I mean you can defend yourself. But the Lord is talking about murder, man. I mean, these people, Black, Hispanic, Native American Indian people specifically, you know what I mean, the women who going to have those abortions at the clinic, that's murder, man. Abortion is murder, in case you didn't know.
Right.
I mean, abortion, you shouldn't have a, you know, right now they're saying the 9th Amendment and the 14th Amendment gave women, give me Roe versus Wade. What is Roe versus Wade, the meaning of it? They're saying the 9th and 14th Amendment gave the women the privacy and liberty to basically murder their child or not. It basically gave them the decision whether or not they should murder their child or not. You know what I mean? Give me Roe versus Wade. We're gonna break down what the meaning of that is.
Slide.
Go ahead.
I got it. All right, Roe versus Wade, 410 U.S. 113 was a landmark decision of U.S. Supreme Court.
Right, it was a decision from the U.S. Supreme Court. Go ahead.
In which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion without excessive government restriction.
Right, she can choose to have an abortion without excessive government restriction. You know what I mean? And Black, Hispanic, Native American Indian women done went crazy with that. That was passed, what, 1973? How many babies we killing a year? What's the estimate amount? What they say? I heard, last time I heard it was in the 300,000.
So I heard 350,000.
But since 1973 on up to 2022, we done murdered millions of God's chosen people, millions of Israelites. You know what I mean? Read that scripture again, Barak.
Exodus 20 verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not murder, man. We done murdered countries of people, man. You think about it in the millions. They say Ukraine got like what, 88 million? They probably don't have the exact number, but I need the exact number. We done murdered. It's ridiculous, man. It's genocide. You know what I mean? And Mother's Day is May the 8th, Sunday. You better believe these women who got children, they still for pro-life. I mean pro-choice. I mean they don't care. They still willing to murder them children. You got women who done had children, got 2 or 3, 4, 5 children, and they still is on the side of murdering the babies, man. I was looking at something the other day, yesterday. You know what I mean? It was a black woman in Texas. You know, when Texas passed a law, you can't murder, you can't, you know what I mean, abort your baby after 6 weeks. A sister found out she was pregnant, but when she went to the doctor, they told her, you know what I mean, weeks had already done passed. And they said it was 6 weeks in a day, 6 weeks in 1 day. And she couldn't abort her baby because the Texas law was you can't abort your baby after 6 weeks. Because that's when, you know what I mean, they saying you start to be able to detect the heartbeat of the baby. You know what I mean? So she couldn't abort her baby. Guess what she did?
Killed it anyway?
I mean, she did it. She murdered for sure. But she didn't do it in Texas. Guess what she went at?
Salaki. She went to another state?
Yes.
Oh, man.
She went to another state. I believe it was Oklahoma at the time. She went to another state. Meaning these women, they gonna find a way to murder that baby, man. And she had 2 children already. You know what I mean? Already got children. But that's the liberty that the Constitution gave our women to murder their child when they want to. You know what I mean? Give me that scripture you got, Napash.
The book of Psalms, chapter 127, verse 3.
Hold on real quick. And Barai, look up the heartbeat bill in Georgia.
Oh,
Go ahead, Napash.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 127, verse 3. Lo, children are an heritage of the Most High.
Children are what?
Are an heritage of the Most High.
What did that mean? Children are a heritage to the Most High.
Oh, Slakia, I think you got a precept from Genesis about being fruitful and multiply. Like inheritance to help, build a nation.
What heritage mean?
Heritage is like something you pass down to, it's something you give to.
Look it up real quick.
Oh, heritage.
And you right, the Lord did say be fruitful and multiply, you know what I mean? But you dealing with Israel, we disobedient. Moses said we're stiff-necked people. We hard-headed, man. The Lord tell us to do something, we like, nah, I should have. What they say is my body, my choice. It's my body, my choice. I have the right to decide whether or not I want this baby to live. And you know what's crazy? They living. The people who trying to kill their baby or killing the babies, they living. Which mean what? Their parents chose life.
Okay.
You got it?
Call that two definitions. The first one is a noun, property that is or may be inherited. Inheritance.
In what?
Inheritance.
We the Lord's inheritance, man. We the Lord's inheritance. Blacks, Hispanic, Native American, Indian people, the 12 tribes of Israel. We the Lord's inheritance. Read that scripture again.
Come. The book of Psalms, chapter 127, verse 3. Lo, children are inheritance of the Most High.
Children are inheritance of the Most High. They ain't talking about heathen children, man. A Christian read that and think that he ain't talking about, the Bible not talking about Israel all of a sudden. The whole Bible is about Israel, blacks, Hispanic, Native American, Indian people. Go ahead.
So I got the second definition.
No, you ain't got to read that.
Oh, you got to read
You
that.
got it. The children of Israel is the Most High's inheritance. You know what I mean? Keep going.
And the fruit of the womb is his reward.
And the fruit of the womb is his reward. I mean, the Lord wants them children to pass through that womb, man. The Lord don't want you to kill that baby 1 week, 2nd week, 3rd week, 4th, 5th, 6th week. You know what I mean? The Lord, did the scripture say kill the baby before you detect the heartbeat?
Nah.
It don't say that. Esau says that. You know what I mean? We got to get out of the Esau world, man. We got to get out of heathen understanding, heathen's ways of life. We got to get out of their way of life, man. They customs, they rules and laws that they set up for us. Now, if it's something, if they say thou shalt not kill, we know that the Lord said that because that's the law. If Esau or the heathens, they following laws that the Lord already gave to the nation of Israel, that's Tawab. You know what I mean? Certain things you can follow. I mean, like stopping at a red light, that's Tawab, things like that. But if any law telling us to break what the Lord commanded us to follow, we can't adhere to that.
Right.
We can't adhere to that. So Esau said you could be gay, homosexual, a man can lay with a man, a woman can lay with a woman. Don't do that. Esau saying, you know, after 6 weeks, then you can murder your baby. That ain't what the Lord said. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian women. You know what I mean? They gonna race to that clinic before 6 weeks. Once they, you know what I mean, pee on that stick, find out they pregnant, they gonna run to that clinic, man. They gonna be praying that it ain't 6 weeks. That's what sisters is doing right now. You see how everybody in the streets, the black women who on the pro-choice, we want to murder the baby, and they got so many excuses, man. They got so many excuses. Give me one of the excuses sisters make up in their mind to abort that baby.
It's like you were saying, it's my body, my choice.
Yeah.
And a lot of sisters who I be seeing, they all grouping together and saying that men should not make laws governing women's bodies.
Say that loud again. Say it again.
Men should not be making laws governing women's bodies.
You know what's crazy? Men got all the laws is made by men.
Come.
And they following them. So men shouldn't make that law, but men should make the law to kill your baby. You know what I'm saying? It's still going through men. They don't want men making the laws because it's they body and they feel it's they body, they choice. But a man, they want a man to, they rally in the streets right now to get the men to pass a law of them murdering the baby. So they hypocrites, man. Give me another one.
Well, it was pretty much almost what Brock was saying about the career children make their career, but they also make the excuse say I can't afford to have a baby.
Right. I was watching the Corey Holcomb show, right? Give me Matthew 23 and 30. I was watching the Corey Holcomb show, and a brother up there, he said, basically poor people shouldn't be allowed to have babies, to have children. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, that's what we at with it now?
Right.
You know what I mean? These black men, you know what I mean? So it ain't just a sister, it be men. You got a brother, brothers are paying for abortion all the time. You know what I mean? Especially these rappers. These rappers sleeping with your daughters. You know what I mean? Putting semen in them, and guess what? They paying for their abortion. You know what I mean? It's going on. A lot of times, go ahead.
What you said that I don't know if you seen the video of Young Thug, what he said.
What did he say?
He just released a video like Monday, and he was basically saying broke dude shouldn't be allowed to have kids.
Right, all this broke talk, all this a man ain't able to provide and afford. It sound like the women.
Right, exactly.
It sound like the women. You know what I mean? They want a man, you gotta make 6 figures, you gotta be a millionaire, you gotta be this and that. Negroes sound just like the women. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like he from Cleveland Avenue. We already know he came from like 10 kids, a little small house on Cleveland Avenue. So
that's what I'm saying. People who got all the babies telling you should murder your child.
Exactly.
And telling you to murder babies. They got children running around. When the women see them little babies, you see how excited they be when they see other children from other people. They run up to them, they be so happy. Oh, he's so cute. But you murdering your babies. But you happy to see little babies running around. It's ridiculous, man. You got it?
Con.
Hold on, what else? It was something. What did I tell you to get, Barack?
The heartbeat bill.
Okay. Yeah, the Corey Holcomb, the brother on the Corey Holcomb show, he said brothers who are broke, or poor, no, he said specifically, he didn't say broke, he said poor people shouldn't be able to have children. And they asked him if he was rich. He said, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous, man. Like, you saying poor people shouldn't have children, but that's damn near, what percentage is there of black Hispanic Native American people? Cause majority of us not rich. The majority of Israelites are not rich. So you basically saying genocide should continue, basically. Because you got poor blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indian people all around us right now. And guess what? Our parents had us. Was they rich? Our parents wasn't rich. We not rich. We got a lot of children in the I.S.U.P.K. We went to the pastor, we see all them children running around. We not rich, but guess what? The Lord didn't say if you poor to murder your child. The Lord didn't say that. That's why we got to come in. That's why they got to come into the I.S.U.P.K. and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, because blacks, Hispanic, Native American Indian people, we just out of our damn mind, man. We delusional. The man following and doing what the woman want to do. That's what's going on in the world. Like Jeremiah Muhammad said a while ago, the vibration of the earth is a woman's vibration. Whatever they cry out and want, Negroes get right behind them. Whether it's murdering your baby or it's gonna be something evil. You know what I mean? The evil of a woman, a man is supporting that. Go ahead, Napash.
The book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 30. And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in blood of the prophets. Verse 31. Wherefore ye be witness unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets.
Christ told Israel, he said, listen, he told them Pharisees and Sadducees, he said, read it again, start at verse 30.
Come. The book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 30. And say, if we have been in the days of our fathers.
Give me verse 29.
Come. Verse 29. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees.
Scribes and Pharisees, go ahead.
Hypocrites, because ye build the tombs of the prophets.
You build the tombs of who?
Of the prophets.
He said, behold, you scribes and Pharisees, you build the tombs of the prophets. That's what the scribes and Pharisees was doing. When the scribes and Pharisees, when they taught the children of Israel lies, that's what they was doing. You know what I mean? They picture Creflo Dollar, our religious leaders today. What they teach you to do? Break the law.
Right.
They building the tombs. They sending you straight to the graveyard, man. Straight to the cemetery. Christ knew that. We know that. Brothers and sisters in the world, they don't know that. That's why they fulfilling their lust. That's why and the women, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, you killing the baby in your womb. That's why they say what? The woman's womb is a tomb. Oh man, if women done had one abortion, that womb is a graveyard, man. And if you done had multiple abortions, it's insane. It's what's that movie called? It's a zombie land down there, man. And they say, while they waiting on a heartbeat to detect the heartbeat, they not thinking. Once a woman find out she's pregnant, the child is alive, man. It's common sense. Because you finding out you pregnant means what? You acknowledging that it's something in you that's alive. It's a baby in you that's alive. So whether Esau tell you 6 weeks, 20 weeks, 1 week, the Lord said, be fruitful and what in the bush?
And multiply.
And multiply, man. You're going to get into what Egypt tried to do to us in the past, too. Read that again. Go ahead.
Come. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the tombs of the prophets.
That's what Creflo Dollar and Eddie Long then was doing, man, or still doing. T.D. Jakes, they still building the tombs of the prophets, man. That's who you killing. You black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian people, you women, when you go to the clinic and kill and abort that baby, you killing prophets. You killing priests. You killing princesses. Killing princes. You know what I mean? Killing kings. Killing princesses. That's what you're doing. You're killing the nation of Israel, who God chose to rule over this earth. You're killing rulership. You're destroying the kingdom. Go ahead.
And garnish the scepters of the righteousness.
Go ahead.
Verse 30. And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets.
We're saying garnish the sepulchre of the righteous. Man, when women don't even like you to talk about abortion. They think they have the right to tell you not to talk about it. And when they say they have a right to choose, women really saying we have the right to murder. I mean, don't get that confused. When they say they have a right to choose, they never choosing the baby to live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They fighting against anti-abortions. So when they say they have a right to choose, what they're really saying is we have a right to murder. And we want to continue murdering our babies. That's basically what they're saying. Go ahead and read that part again. What verse you at?
And verse 30.
Go ahead.
And say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets.
Go ahead.
Verse 31. Wherefore ye be witness unto yourselves
Go ahead.
that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets.
And Christ was cutting them, man. They said we was during the time of our fathers, we weren't partook in the blood of the prophets. Christ said what? Read that 31 again.
Wherefore ye be witness.
But ye be witness. Go ahead.
Unto yourselves.
Unto yourselves. Go ahead.
That ye are the children of them which killed the prophets.
You are the children of them that killed the prophets. T.D. Jakes is for abortion, man. T.D. Jakes for homosexuality. All of them, man. When they teach you the law is done away with, they for all the sin that blacks, Hispanic, Native American, Indian people are committing. They for all that, all the evil that we doing. While Commander Yahanna and the men in the I.S.U.P.K, we fighting with the spirit of Christ. They're trying to, bring back these black suspended Native American Indian people and turn them to the Lord. The modern day Pharisees and Sadducees, they don't give a damn about that. Our religious leaders, political leaders, your local pastor, preacher, they don't give a damn about that. You know what you care about? Money. You know what I mean? If abortion gonna bring more money, then they gonna side with the woman. It's a woman's body, it's a woman's choice. Just give me the money. Go ahead. Is that it on that?
Call.
Give me but Rock, give me what I said, the heartbeat thing.
Come.
Give me Napacha, give me Lamentations.
I got it. The Heartbeat Bill, Georgia. Provisions. The Georgia HB 481 is a fetal heartbeat bill. Except in certain situations, physicians practicing medicine in the state of Georgia would be prohibited from offering abortion services to pregnant women if a fetal heartbeat is present, which typically occurs in the 6th week of pregnancy.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it typically occurs in the 6th week. You know what I mean? They said a heartbeat, you could detect a heartbeat in an embryo. You know what I mean? And not only that, but women was going to the abortion clinic and getting their baby yanked out of their vagina way after 6 weeks. It was months later.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what's going on right now. It's months later. Down there, a full-grown baby. You going to have them ripped out of your womb. Now everybody acting like, yeah, well, they detect the heartbeat at 6 weeks. Well, what the hell you was doing letting the baby grow for all these months then? You won't murder the baby no matter how big it get. Go ahead.
That was it on that particular bill.
Give me the article I sent you there.
Okay.
Give me the scripture in Lamentations about the woman crushing her baby.
That was 4:2 or 4:20.
Hold on, I got Give me when it said, I believe it's a sea creature, sea monster, dropped out the breast. Lamentation 4:3.
4. Call comes. The book of Lamentation, chapter 4, verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out of the breast. They give suck to their young ones.
Right. The Lord is letting you know, listen, even the sea monsters that's in the water, they draw up out the breast and they give suck to their young ones. They give suck to their babies. He letting you know, they have their babies. It's sad you got to be compared to animals, but that's how we live, man. Even the sea monsters drop out the breast and give suck to the young ones. Go ahead.
The daughter of my people.
The who?
The daughter of my people.
Go ahead.
Is become cruel.
It's become righteous.
It's become cruel.
It's become holy.
It's become cruel.
Yeah, they become cruel. The daughter of my people, they become cruel. Go ahead.
Like the orchards in the wilderness.
Like the orchards in the wilderness. The daughter of my people have become cruel. Evil, man. Rude, all that. You can't tell the woman nothing. It's her body, her choice. We got the Apocrypha out here? Yeah, we got the Apocrypha. It's her body, her choice. Give me, no, Give me something. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 30. It's her body, her choice, and she choosing murder. That's why when you go and talk to a woman, you better ask her, have you had abortions? You know what I mean? You better ask her that. A woman to have an abortion, and you go out to the club, you meet a woman, you better see if she murdering babies, man. All these women that's rallying against the anti-abortion, you better make sure you ask that question. Just like you ask them their name, ask them are they married. Another required question should be, how many babies, are you murdering babies right now? How many babies you done murder? How many abortions you done had? You know what I mean? They hate when you ask that, they feel disrespectful, but you disrespecting the Most High. You disrespecting the nation. Killing your baby is disrespecting black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian man. A woman having an abortion, that's cruel, that's rude, that's disrespectful. You know what I mean? And the sea creature, the sea monster got more respect than our women, man. That's insane. Damn octopuses and I'm telling you, man, that's what the Lord, he comparing you. Like, that's how bad we are, man. We gotta get compared to animals. We get compared to donkeys, sea monsters. It's ridiculous. Go ahead.
Give it verse 5:35 or.
And what's another reason that these women really want to murder their baby though? What's the
I mean, another reason because they got an out against the man. They got a problem with the man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They you know, every time they see their baby, they gonna see their man. And if things didn't go exactly the way they wanted to, or go picture perfect to the way they wanted to, it's off with the baby head.
Let's say the woman aborted all her babies. Let's say you got sisters who abort all their babies. Like a lot of them sisters in the world, they abort all their babies. Every time they get pregnant, they abort their baby. They rush to the clinic. You know what I mean? What's their reason for that?
It's like it wasn't the right one. He wasn't the right man.
He wasn't the right man. Nah, they ain't.
Okay.
They ain't it.
Sorry.
They of course that's an excuse they'll use, but
Right.
And for them to say that though, mean what? If he wasn't the right man, what that mean?
That just mean they just open their legs to
Which mean what?
They whore.
They whores. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? Saying he not the right one.
Yeah.
Guess what? The next one ain't the right one, and the next one after that ain't the right one.
Right.
And that just hit me. Give me John 4. Give me John chapter 4. Give me when Christ went out to the woman at the well. Ain't nobody the right one. You know why? Because they whores. They like casual sex, sleeping with random men. You know what I mean? You tell them, listen, a man can have more than one. You know what they're gonna come up with? They're gonna start saying they polyamorous. You know what I mean? Even if they don't even care about that lifestyle. Women just want to compete with men.
Right.
If you can have multiple wives, then I'm polyamorous. You know what I mean? Some of them even go as far as not just sleeping with multiple men, but they sleep with men and women. And some of them women be married. You got women who's married to a man, and they still be going out sleeping with other women, other men. You got it?
John 4 and John 4, no.
Give me what 22 say.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, I was about to say about 22.
It's in the 20s, I believe.
I think it started at 21.
Yeah, but them women, they getting abortions non-stop because they whores, man. They whores. You got it? Go ahead when you get it.
I think it kind of goes over like to 16.
Let me go ahead. What 16 say real quick? Go ahead.
The book of John, chapter 4, verse 16. Yahushua said unto her, Go call thy husband and come hither. Verse 17. The woman answered, I said, I have no husband.
The woman said what?
The woman said, and answering said, I have no husband.
Christ said, go and get your husband. The woman said, I have no husband. Go ahead.
Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband.
Christ said, you said you have no husband. Go ahead.
Verse 18, for thou...
And listen, ain't that what women say today? Ain't that what women say? You ask a woman, she married, she got a husband, she said, no. These women be married. Some of them, you know what I mean, they be having husbands. But you know, we in the truth, so them having a man, period, is their husband. You know what I mean? In righteous sense, of course, they in the world, they thinking, you know what I mean, the ceremony and the wedding ring and all that, but you ask a woman, is she married, she's gonna say no, even though she got a man. That's what's going on. So, like Jeremiah Muhammad always say, if you ask a woman if she married, and she say no, guess what you should do? Still investigate.
Right.
Still, don't even believe it. She tell you no, don't even believe it. Okay, that's a woman right there who's sleeping with multiple men, and best believe she's sleeping with multiple men, she's having abortion. They go hand in hand. Cause she's gonna be mad at one of the men, probably mad at all of them. I mean, she getting pregnant, she going to the clinic. Especially if she a woman who talk about she a boss bitch and, you know what I mean, all that garbage. She got her own bag, she chasing the bag. You know what I mean, she 6-figure this. You best believe a lot of that money going to the abortion. Go ahead, Napash.
Verse 18, for thou hast had 5 husbands.
Thou have how many?
Had 5
Christ
husbands.
told a whore she had 5 husbands. That's the way he called it. You know what I mean? He did it in a smooth way, but she's a whore. Yeah, whore, you have 5 husbands. Go ahead.
And he whom thou now hast is not thy husband.
If Christ was here right now, and he was talking to one of the sisters like that, he basically, a lot of these sisters don't know, Christ look at them like hoes. What they really are. You know, all them Christian women are whores, man. Brothers know y'all was in the world. You know what I mean? Them Christian women are whores. They are whores, man. You know what I mean? They know they're whores, but it's like you don't want to reveal that. You know what I mean? You don't want to give up your whore secret, you know what I mean? Right. But they whores, man. Go ahead, Napash.
In that saidest thou truly. Verse 19. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
Now she perceives he's a prophet, cause he know the body count, you know what I mean? You got a lot of bodies. You got a tomb down there. You got a graveyard down there. And I'm like, oh, you a prophet, cause you know I'm a whore. You know what I mean? What they tell you about women? They respect you once you know they're a whore. They fear you.
Right.
Whores fear a righteous man. They can't get over on him. Give me that article, that link I sent to you, Barack. What is after that in the bunch? The one I sent you about the road.
I got it.
Go ahead, Napash.
Verse 20. Our fathers worship in this mountain.
Okay, you can start right there. Napash, give me Exodus chapter 1. You can hold that real quick, Barack. I'll get to it in a minute. Exodus chapter 1. You got it?
Let's see. Start at
Exodus chapter 1. Start at verse, read verse, let me see what verse 10 say.
verse 10. Okay. The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 10. Come on. Let us deal wisely with them.
That's the one I wanted to. Read it again.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 10. Come on. Let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply.
Say, come on, let us. You in the KJV?
Come.
Okay, read that again.
Come on. Let us deal wisely with them.
Let us deal wisely with them. That's listen. When I get Barak to read this rose story by this white woman, you know, man, they dealt wisely with us, man. Esau's been dealing wisely with us since he put us in slavery. You know what I mean? Esau tell you right now, I'm gonna get rid of Instagram. He might don't really want to get rid of Instagram, but guess what? He want to see all these whores, what their reaction gonna be. Listen, that's how he experimented with black people. I'm gonna get rid of Instagram. All those sisters who got their OnlyFans pages, they the ones gonna be in the uproar.
Right.
You know what I mean? Esau did with you like that. He cut off food stamps. I'm gonna take food stamps away. Black people gonna be in the streets saying it's not right and crying and all that. Esau know how to deal with his slaves, man. He said, read that again?
Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
Come on, let us deal wisely with them. Esau sitting back at the house like, okay, they still dependent upon us. You know what I mean? They still in need of food stamps. They still need us to help them. They still dependent upon us. Good. We can make these laws, make them do anything they want to do. Go ahead.
Lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there are fallen out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
Exactly. Come on, let's deal with these people wisely, man. Unless a war happen and they join them, and you know what I mean, they multiply. They start to have them children, have them babies. All them babies that been murdered by the thousands, hundreds of thousands, by the millions. You know what I mean? That's another thing. You killing the army. Killing the army right there. The army that we need. Why you talking about where the black man protection of the black woman? They in the womb grave. You know what I mean? They dead. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for the I.S.U.P.K, man, we'd be hopeless.
Right.
We'd be trying to build our own army. We'd be Bloods and Crips, man. GDs, BDs. We'd be in that, man. Killing our brother. Because we wouldn't have no brotherhood. Without the I.S.U.P.K, we wouldn't have no brotherhood.
Right.
We'd be Bloods and Crips, killing you over color. As much as they like to say we ain't killing over colors, they killing brothers over colors, man. Sex, colors, all that. They said that we need to get rid of them. We need to deal with them wisely, unless they go before they multiply and a war break out. And listen, we in what, almost the Third World War? Mm-hmm. Third World War is formulating right now. And they talking about this abortion thing right now. Esau know what he's doing. Go ahead.
And fight against us.
Right, and fight against him. Pharaoh knew that. America is patternized after what? Egypt. Mm-hmm. The scriptures say what? This is spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Mm-hmm. I mean, the homosexuality and the slavery. I mean, go ahead.
And so get them up out of the land.
Right, so get them up out of the land before they multiply and, you know what I mean, fight against us. Go ahead.
That's a heavy point that you brought out right there, you know what I'm saying? Based on what's going on in the world today and how in ancient time, in ancient Egypt, how they, you know, they tried to kill the firstborn or kill the babies of the Hebrews, you know what I'm saying? They did everything to make our burden heavy on us, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then they had to think about what they were doing to us on top of that, you know what I'm saying? And make them think like, you know, what if they do go and fight with somebody else? Right. But in this case, if they were Third World War, we ain't got to do that, you know what I'm saying? Because the Most High sending them 200 million angels with prayer, you know what I'm talking about?
Right. Fortunately, yeah. But you still, you know, in the meantime, you still got people like Esau know, like America is sending weapons to Ukraine, you know what I mean, going up against Russia. We know that's, you know what I mean, the Third World War happening. You still got silly Negroes like the story I brought out with the brother in Detroit, right? He went over there to Ukraine. They have the Ukrainians. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, a bunch of Ukrainian people, Ukrainian Americans was over here looking at him go fight for Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? That's how silly and destroyed we are mentally, man. I said, the Most High said we are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. You going to fight for the Ukrainians, and Ukrainians over here looking at you go fight for their people. Like, we destroyed, man. Go ahead, Depash.
Verse 11. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters, to afflict them with their burdens.
That's what you just said, y'all. They set over us taskmasters and afflict us in our burdens, man. I mean, you got brothers and sisters right now working on hard, working them 9 to 5s. They ain't getting no dollar raise. They getting a rent raise. They rent going up $100. They ain't getting no dollar raise. You getting $10 an hour, $15 an hour, $20 an hour. You can't even pay your rent. Some people, they able to afford their rent, pay their rent, but then they struggling with the food. You know what I mean? Or if you're able to afford your rent and the food, you're struggling with the gas or the light bill. You know what I mean? You're struggling with something. They afflicting us in our burdens, man. You got to pay the high ass car note. You got to pay something. Esau know how to keep you in debt. You got to pay something. That's them afflicting us in our burdens. And like, yeah, if you don't, you're gonna get evicted if you don't pay this $2,500 1-bedroom apartment. Meanwhile, you're getting $15 an hour at your slavery, and you ain't even working full time. I mean, you gotta have 2 or 3 jobs. Go ahead.
And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities.
Right, we the people that built the treasure cities. Back then, thousands of years ago, and today. Black people, slaves built the White House. We built these treasure cities, man. New York. Everywhere you see black people at, the city is so-called popping. That's Israel built that. We make the people come. You know what I mean? The commerce and all that. We the number one what? Black people the number one what?
Spenders, economic spenders.
Yeah. Yeah. Black people, we give them all our money. You know what I mean? The designer clothes, the designer shoes, we give them all our money. And what they give us in return? Abortion clinics, drugs. They make sure prisons. They make sure our leaders are teaching us lies. They give us indoctrination. You know what I mean? They give us this false guide, false image of our king. You know what I mean? Give us lies. Go ahead.
Pintum and Ramses.
Go ahead. That was the name of the cities. Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Like saying New York City. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 12. But the more they afflict them, the more they multiply and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
I said the more they afflicted us, the more we multiplied and grew. Because of the Most High. You know what I mean? The Most High allowed us to multiply and grow. Yeah, that's when we became a nation. In captivity. Before that, it was 70 souls went down into Egypt. 70 people. And we became the tribes, you know what I mean? We became known as a tribe in the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
They made their lives what? Bitter with hard bondage, man. Same thing we're going through now, we went through back then. That was our first slavery, our first bondage. You know what I mean? This is our last one right here. Hamites, Edomites, you know what I mean? Of course, we was in bondage under the other heathens too. But Exodus, under them Hamites, today we under Edomites. I mean, so-called white man. Go ahead.
In mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field.
Yeah, they treated us, you know what I mean, like subservience, like we getting treated today. That's why I brought up the situation working at 9 to 5. You know what I mean? And you still supposed to what? Have your baby, man. Have your baby. If you're a woman and you want to murder your baby, just give your baby to the I.S.U.P.K. Whatever city you in, I.S.U.P.K. The I.S.U.P.K. is in your city. We in majority of all the states, 50 states. If I.S.U.P.K. is in your city, even if we're not in your city, go to the closest city where we are at. If you're a pregnant woman, give that baby up to the I.S.U.P.K. if you want to murder it. We're going to take that baby in and raise it. If you're a black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian woman, you know what I mean? We'll take that baby. Yeah, that's a soldier. That's another soldier.
Right.
That make the angels rejoice. You know what I mean? Keep going.
All their service, wherein they made them serve, was with rigor.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Zipporah, and the name of the other one Porah.
So he spoke to the midwives, the Hebrew midwives. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And he said, when ye do to the office of a midwife,
When you do the office of a midwife, go ahead.
to the Hebrew
To
woman,
the Hebrew woman, go ahead.
and see them upon the stools.
Mm-hmm.
If it be a son,
If it be a what?
if it be a
If
son,
it be a son, a male child, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
then ye shall kill him.
He should kill him. Now today it's worse. Because it don't matter if it's the son or a daughter. The sons and daughters getting killed in abortion clinic. Planned Parenthood. They just wanted to take and they, you know what I mean, that was wise too, you know what I mean? Because you take the man away, eventually it's gonna become a man. So man, you take the man away, then what? That's gonna destroy the nation. You take the woman away, that's gonna destroy the nation. But a man holds the sperm, you know what I mean? So he still be an Israelite baby, but the Lord don't want us mixing with no heathens regardless. So you take that man away, guess what they're gonna do with the women, the heathen man? They're gonna sleep with them. You know what I mean? And you in slavery, you already looked at as like concubine, really. So they take that man away, all they gotta do is sleep with your woman, and guess what? Your nation is done. Who says Salaki? Go ahead.
I just got a quick question on that point you just brought out. Is that why they pushing this interracial marriage on the television and in all the news and print media? You know what I'm saying? They're pushing a lot that interracial marriage, interracial couples a lot.
Man, that's why they pushing all this sin on TV. Interracial marriage, bisexual, trisexual, everything on TV. Trans, all that mess. They pushing all that. They destroying us on. It's on a whole nother level right now. They pushing everything out. What the scripture say? Satan know he got but a short time. Like Satan know he has a short time, and they pushing all that propaganda, all that on TV. You know what I mean? They ain't hiding it no more. They coming down. Go ahead.
But it be a daughter, then she shall live.
And even if they are pushing the like with the interracial thing, guess what? All we got to do is not sleep with them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is not something hard. The Lord said, "Don't sleep with the heathen women." Guess what? You got beautiful black, Hispanic, Native American Indian women all over.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All over. Deal with your women, man. That's all He's telling you to do. There's nothing hard about that. Is she loudmouth? Is she a monster? Become the monster slayer. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You gotta correct the woman, man. You gotta correct the woman. If you saying she this and that, she got attitude, you correct her. That's your job to correct her. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Well, you say you don't want to have children, you don't want to have an inheritance because she argumentative or she got attitude. Come on, man. That's an excuse. You a weak man. Come into the I.S.U.P.K. We'll teach you how to correct your woman, man. Jim Muhammad said, listen, a woman is like it's like being with a headache your whole life. You got to deal with them. You got to deal with them regardless, man. I'd rather deal with our women than a heathen woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you deal with a heathen woman, you got to deal with the punishments of the Most High. You deal with your woman, you don't have to deal with that. You know what I mean? The Lord going to punish you. Breaking His laws. Go ahead.
Verse 17. But the midwives feared the Most High.
The midwives did what?
Feared the Most High.
Listen, Black women, Hispanic, Native American, Indian women, y'all better fear the Lord today. Y'all better fear the Lord. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of what? Wisdom and understanding. Black women, Hispanic, Native American, Indian women, y'all better get some wisdom and understanding. Y'all better fear the Lord and not go to the abortion clinic and murder your child, man. Your child is born as soon as you realize that you're pregnant. Like the Lord put that baby in you for a reason. It's to be delivered. Go ahead.
And did not as the king of Egypt commanded them.
And they did not as the king of Egypt commanded them. Don't do what Esau telling you to do. Don't wait for 6 weeks to they detect a heartbeat. Don't listen to that detecting a heartbeat.
Right.
Go ahead and put in your mind that you're gonna have all your children. You open your legs to that black man, and you get pregnant. Go ahead and tell yourself, I'm having all my babies. You know what I mean? Everyone that the Lord bless you with, push them all out. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
But save the men, children alive.
Right. The sisters, they save the men and children alive. You know what I mean? You got women who don't go to the abortion clinic, who have their babies. You know what I mean? They should be honored and respected, especially in a time like this. Time we're living in right now. It's so easy to go and kill that baby. That's why they're in the uproar right now. You know what I mean? Our body, our choice. Give me, I need that scripture, Barack. Find me the, here you go, the part. Find me the scripture for the sister who had the 7 sons. I know we be breaking that down, the feast of Hanukkah. The sister who had 7 sons. Give me when she said she don't know where her the babies that came from. Something like that. She don't know where the babies came from. Basically, she was glorifying the Most High and letting them know that the Lord put the baby in her. You know what I mean? Not that the Lord slept with her, not on a Christian man, but letting them know that the baby come from the Most High. You know what I mean? When she lay down with a man, the Lord is the reason that that baby is in that pregnant woman. You know what I mean? And she ain't she not telling herself that it's my body. You know what I mean? Sister had all her babies. She ain't say it's my body and go murder the child. Every sister that's saying it's my body, my choice, she is a murderer. She is a premeditated murderer. You get down on that on the bus?
What call with the X's?
Give me where you stop at. Right after the midwives didn't listen to the Egyptian.
Oh, it's white. Stop.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian woman.
Right, the Hebrew woman not as the Egyptian woman. That's another scripture that telling you you ain't African either. You black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian women, you are not Hamites, man. Keep going.
For they
Are you going for the Hanukkah?
of lively.
Feast of dedication. What does it say right there? What do we got the chapter right there?
I got something with the Salaki.
I think it's
First Maccabees
chapter 4.
First Maccabees chapter 4.
I think it was.
What verse you got? What,
Second Maccabees 7, chapter 7.
okay. What you go ahead and read it.
It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
Yes, get me down to when I think she's dealing with the last son. Skip down a couple of verses.
Okay, so verse 6, the Lord God looketh upon us and in truth have comfort in us as Moses in his song, which witnessed in their faces declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. Okay. And so chapter 7, verse 7.
You first Maccabees chapter 7?
Well, it's second Maccabees 7.
Maccabees 7.
So when the first was dead after this manner, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin off his head with the hair, they asked him, "Wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body?"
No, that ain't it. Give me
I think it's 18. They told it killed 6, then the last one. So 18.
Verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
is verse 22.
22.
But start at verse 20.
Second Maccabees 7, verse 20. But the mother was marvelous above all.
But the mother was what?
Marvelous above all.
But that black woman, she was marvelous above all. Go ahead.
And worthy of honorable memory.
And worthy of honorable memory. How you sisters need to be today? Honorable, man. Marvelous in the Lord's sight. Go ahead.
For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day.
Now they were slain, but they wasn't slain in the clinic. You know what I mean? They actually got put to death. They came through the womb. Go ahead.
She buried with a good courage because of the hope that she had in Yahweh.
In the Lord, yeah. The faith that she had in the Lord, man. She was courageous. For her to sit there and see all her sons get put to death right in front of her, she had to have some courage. Go ahead.
Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language.
What did that mean? She exhorted every one of them in her own language. What was her language?
Slaki, the Hebrew.
Hebrew. She exhorted every one of her children in her own language. Go ahead.
Filled with courageous spirits.
She filled them with courageous spirits. Go ahead.
And stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach.
And stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. She had to she dealt with it like a man. Go ahead.
She said unto them.
Go ahead.
I cannot tell how ye came into my womb.
She said what?
I cannot tell how ye came into my womb.
This woman said, I cannot tell how you came into my womb. She didn't say my body, my choice.
Right.
She said, I cannot tell how you came into my womb. All you know is a man got semen, a woman got a vagina. You don't know when you're going to get pregnant. You don't know how the baby, you know what I mean? You don't know when the baby's coming. The Lord make that happen. The sister said, I cannot tell how you came into my womb. Go ahead.
For I need.
Go ahead. For I neither.
Okay.
Verse 22.
Okay, Salaki. For I neither gave you breath nor life.
I neither what?
Gave you breath nor life.
For I neither gave you breath nor life. This is one right here. For I neither gave you breath nor life. Go ahead.
Neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you.
Neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. Means that the baby, you know what I mean? What the sister be saying? I gotta carry the baby.
Right.
Of course you gotta carry it. You got common sense now. You know what I mean? You gotta carry the baby. That's what the Lord made. The Lord made a woman to carry the baby, not the man. But you gotta carry the baby. Does that mean you supposed to murder your baby? Because you gotta carry your baby? This woman said, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. The baby forming in your uterus, you got to carry that baby. But the Lord is creating it. You know what I mean? You're not creating it. You can't decide to kill your baby. Because guess what? The Lord can kill your baby. You can want to have your baby and the Lord kill it. Yeah, you can have a miscarriage. Anything can happen. But you can't intentionally go in that clinic and murder your baby if you're an Israelite woman, man. some women want to have their children and they're not able to have. But you got sisters who's fertile, they able to have babies, and they still murder all their children, man. Go ahead, give me the next verse, 23.
But doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again.
Right, the Lord gonna bring you back to the earth again. The Lord gonna make sure you come back, because he the one that brought you the first time. Every time you've been here, the Lord brought you here. He gonna give you life. Go ahead.
As ye now regard not your own selves for his law's sake.
Right, you can start right there. Now give me that where you left off in the passage. I want you to give me that article about the road baby.
Exodus 1 and 18. Yeah, Exodus 1, no, 19.
Go ahead when you got it.
Okay. But Exodus chapter 1 verse 19.
And keep where you at. Don't move from there. Just keep where you at. Whatever I told you read, just stay where you at. Go ahead.
Come. For they are lively and are delivered near the midwives come in unto them.
Go ahead.
Verse 20. Therefore the Most High dealt well with the midwives.
So he dealt well with them, meaning what? The Lord see everything we doing, man. The Lord is sitting on the throne in heaven. He said the Lord dealt with them in a good way. How the Lord even know that they not killing the baby? Because what? When you die, guess what? Your soul, your spirit goes up, man. The Lord knows what's happening. The Lord got eyes on the earth. Who's the Most High's eyes on the earth? Posh?
Well, us Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Yeah, his prophets, man. The priests. And he sent an angel. He sent an angel. He sent angels in the form of men during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord always makes sure he knows what goes on this earth, man. The Lord sees everything we doing. That's how he know whether or not to punish or bless us. How you think we got over here in captivity? He's seen that we were disobedient. You know what I mean? He's seen we continue to break laws and worship false idols. That's all right. Esau, go ahead and deal with him. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Therefore the Most High dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied.
Go ahead.
And waxed very mightily. Mighty.
You can start right there. Give me Barak, give me that article.
Okay.
Now this is the the Roe versus Wade. This is the woman. I think her name was Norma McCorvey, something like that. We about to read it, but this is the white woman. You know what I mean? And we about to find out that a lot of people didn't even know. If you thought she had murdered her baby or aborted her baby during the time she was fighting to abort her baby. Go ahead.
That is coming from a news publication named The Atlantic.
Just go ahead and read the title.
It's called The Roe Baby.
The Roe Baby. Go ahead.
Norma McCorvey.
Go ahead.
The plaintiff in Roe versus Wade.
The plaintiff in Roe versus Wade.
Never had the abortion she was seeking.
Never had what?
Never had the abortion she was seeking.
Never had the abortion she was seeking. So while you got black people out there rallying in the streets about the overturn of the Roe versus Wade, this the woman right here that was the plaintiff of the Roe versus Wade. And she never had the abortion she was seeking. Go ahead.
She gave her baby. She gave her baby girl up for adoption.
She gave her baby girl up for adoption. Do you know this, Barack?
Salaki lie.
You didn't know that?
That's too heavy right now.
I'm telling you, she gave her baby up for adoption. She was fighting to get an abortion. She didn't even abort her baby. She gave her baby girl up for adoption. While black people going crazy, you overturned the Roe versus Wade. My body, my choice. You don't even understand. Like, Muhammad said the black woman is the white woman's mule, man. You going around toting the problems of all white women. She didn't even abort her baby. And this was it's under Roe versus Wade. But the woman, the plaintiff, Norma McCorvey, she didn't even abort her baby. She gave it up for adoption. Go ahead.
After decades of keeping her identity a secret,
She kept her identity a secret because she know how big it was. Go ahead.
Jane Roe's child has chosen to talk about her life.
So her child chose to talk about her life. Go ahead.
Nearly half a century ago, Roe versus Wade secured a woman's legal right to obtain an abortion. The ruling has been contested with ever increasing intensity, dividing and reshaping American politics.
Right. The rule been contested. Like, you got people who never been for aborting their baby. You got people who's for murdering their baby. You know what I mean? For the last 50 years. Go ahead.
And yet, for all its prominence, the person most profoundly connected to it has remained unknown.
Go ahead.
The child whose conception occasioned the lawsuit, Roe Sidomos plaintiff, Jane Roe, was a Dallas waitress named Norma McCorvey. Wishing to terminate her pregnancy, she filed suit in March 1970 against Dallas County District Attorney Henry Wade.
So this happened in Dallas, Texas. She was a waitress. Go ahead.
Challenging the Texas laws challenging the Texas laws that prohibited abortion. Norma won her case, but she never had the abortion.
Right, she won her case, but she never had the abortion. In Texas, you can't have abortions after 6 weeks in Texas now. So Texas always been on it. Texas say if you a person and you riding in the car with a woman who going to get the abortion, you gonna be charged. You know what I mean? They told people, they said, listen, tell on them. You know what I mean? You gonna get paid. Tell on them people who sneaking off trying to go get an abortion. Like, they strict with it. You know what I mean? And another thing, like, you know it's a baby. You know the baby is alive. If you kill a pregnant woman, guess what they're gonna charge you with?
Double.
Double. You killing 2 people. They know that. Keep going.
Norma won her case, but on January 22nd, 1973, when the Supreme Court finally handed down its decision, she had long since given birth.
Right, when they handed down the decision, she had already given birth way before the decision was made, man. You know how ridiculous blacks, Hispanic, Native American, Indian women look right now, man? You know how ridiculous we look as a nation? What is we fighting for? Fighting to be whores, man. Fighting to be whores and murderers. You ain't even fighting for nothing. She gave her kids up for adoption, and that ain't the only one. When you keep reading, she gave all her kids up for adoption.
Dang.
Keep going.
And relinquished her child for adoption. The court's decision alluded only obliquely to the existence of Norma's baby.
Go ahead.
In his majority option, Justice Harry Blackmun noted that a pregnancy will come to term before the usual appellate process is complete. The pro-life community saw the unknown child as the living incarnation of its argument against abortion.
Right, they seen that as the incarnation of its argument. Like, your baby passed through the womb. You know what I mean? Everybody know. Like, a lot of people know that now. I mean, you know, we don't know that, but you got people who know about that, and they like, damn, you fought to abort your baby, but your child is living, all of them. But the one you fought to get aborted is on earth, been on earth the whole time. And they kept it a secret. Go ahead.
it came to refer to the child as the Roe baby.
The Roe baby. Go ahead.
Of course, the child had a real name too, and as I discovered while writing a book about Roe, the child's identity had been known to just one person, an attorney in Dallas named Henry McCluskey. McCluskey had introduced Norma to the attorney who initially filed the Roe lawsuit and who had been seeking a plaintiff. He had then handled the adoption of Norma's child, but several months after Roe was decided in a tragedy unrelated to the case, McCluskey was murdered.
Right, he was murdered, 7 months. The one who knew that she had a child, the only one that knew that she had a baby, he was murdered 7 months later. Keep going.
Norma's personal life was complex. She had casual affairs with men.
Read that again.
Norma's personal life was complex.
Her personal life was complex. This woman who you vouch for, who you think is for aborting baby, who gave up her baby for adoption, who ain't aborting no baby. Go ahead.
She had casual affairs with men.
She had casual affairs with men. She slept with multiple men, like Christ told the woman at the well. She slept with multiple men. Go ahead.
And one brief marriage at the age 16.
And a brief marriage at the age of 16. Go ahead.
She bore 3 children.
She was a straight whore. Go ahead.
She bore 3 children.
She had 3 children. Go ahead.
Each of them placed for adoption.
She placed them all up for adoption. No abortion nowhere.
Damn.
Go ahead.
But she slept far more often with women.
She slept far more often with women. Go ahead.
And worked in lesbian bars.
She worked in lesbian bars. This the woman that get the praise for aborting babies. The one who don't abort no baby. It's crazy, right?
Crazy.
Go ahead.
Months after filing Roe, Norma met a woman named Connie Gonzalez, almost 17 years her senior, and moved into her home. The women painted and cleaned apartments in a pair of buildings in South Dallas. A decade later, in 1981, Norma briefly volunteered for the National Organization for Women in Dallas. Therefore, slowly, she became an activist, working at first with pro-choice groups, and then after becoming a born-again Christian in 1995.
After becoming a what?
Born-again Christian.
So she was an activist for the pro-choice group. Then after becoming a born-again Christian, go ahead.
In 1995 with pro-life groups.
Pro what?
Pro-life groups.
Pro-life groups. Go ahead.
Being born again did not give her peace. Pro-life leaders demanded that she publicly renounce her homosexuality, which she did at great personal cost. Norma could be salty and fun, but she was also self-absorbed and dishonest, and she remained until her death in 2017.
A lying white woman, man. That's who you fell in love with. A damn mental patient, man. Mentally disturbed woman, man, who was a lesbian, who was a whore, all types of things. And you killing your baby in the name of that. Is that it on that?
And some more.
Go ahead.
At the age of, until her death in 2017, at the age of 69, fundamentally unhappy. Norma was ambivalent about abortion. She no more absolutely opposed Roe than she had ever absolutely.
She did what?
She no more absolutely opposed.
She no more absolutely opposed Roe. Go ahead.
Than she had ever absolutely supported it. She believed that abortion ought to be legal for precisely 3 months after conception, a position she stated publicly.
She read that part again.
She believed that abortion ought to be legal for precisely 3 months after conception.
3 months after conception. She believed the abortion should be legal 3 months after conception. Go ahead.
A position she stated publicly after both the Roe decision and her religious awakening. She was ambivalent about adoption too. Playgrounds were a source of distress, empty. They reminded Norma of Roe, or they reminded her of the children she had let go.
Is that it?
It's like it's more. Norma knew her first child, Melissa, and Norma's urging her own mother, Mary, had adopted the girl, though Norma later claimed that Mary had kidnapped her.
This is a mentally ill man, mentally ill woman. Man, you're superwoman, you're superhero. Go ahead.
Her second child, Jennifer, had been adopted by a couple in Dallas. The third child was the one whose conception led to Roe. I had assumed, having never given the matter much thought, that the plaintiff who had won the legal right to have an abortion had in fact had won. But as Justice Blackmun noted, the length of the legal process had made that impossible.
She didn't have no abortion. Everybody thought she had aborted that baby. But she went, you know what I mean, she went on the low. She went on the low, ain't nobody know. She ain't abort that baby, man. That it?
So like this more.
Go ahead.
What I read in early 2010 that Norma had not had an abortion, I began to wonder whether the child, who would then be an adult of almost 40, was aware of his or her background. Roe might be a heavy load to carry. I wondered too if he or she might wish to speak about it.
You give me Isaiah 44 and 24, Napash.
That 17:24?
No, 44 and 24. Isaiah.
Okay, 44.
Is anything else good in it, or is just rock? Anything else?
So like this some more. Over the coming decade, my interest would spread from the one child to Norma McCorvey's other children, and from them to Norma's herself, and to Roe versus Wade, and the larger battle over abortion in America. That battle is today at its most fierce. Individually, states have radically restricted the right to have an abortion. A new law in Texas bans an abortion after 6 weeks and puts enforcement in the hands of private citizens.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They put enforcement in the hands of private citizens. Like, they can tell on you. You know what I mean? So, you know, y'all think y'all sneaky and getting away. You ain't getting away. Not in Texas. Oh, man. Let's get ready for it, man. Like, the kingdom of heaven, none of this is going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? You ain't gonna be rallying in those streets talking about we have the right for premeditated murder or murdering our babies. The Lord ain't with that, man. You know what the Lord gonna do? He gonna take you away with it. I mean, some of them women be dying, you know what I mean, for murdering their baby. A man probably come and kill them, or the Lord take them away. You know what I mean? Go ahead, when you got in the punch.
Book of Isaiah chapter 44 verse 24. Thus said the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb.
He that formed thee from the womb. The Most High formed thee from the womb. The Most High make it alive, man. The Most High is the one who controls life and death. You know what I mean? Not you. You don't have the right. Killing your baby is like killing a person that's, you know what I mean, like a regular person, a normal person. That's what it's like. This murder. If you don't know, abortion is murder, man. That's the #1 murder of black people. Hispanic, Native American Indians. It's abortion. It ain't Bloods and Crips killing one another. It ain't cancer. It ain't accidents. It ain't diseases. It It ain't heart attacks, it's abortion, man. Go ahead.
I am the Lord that maketh all things.
And women gotta bear that shame too. That's something they don't want to deal with. They gotta carry that shame, man. Them evil monsters who murder their child, y'all gotta bear that shame, man. Y'all gotta carry that. And when you see the babies, you start seeing women snap out of that Christianity and murdering their baby, and they start to have all their children. You know what I mean? Because the Lord gonna make it that way. Women who like to murder their babies, they're gonna be feeling the shame. Go ahead.
That stretcheth forward the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself.
You can stop right there. Matter of fact, I think it's about to go into a keep going.
Verse 25, that frustration the tokens of the liars, and maketh diviners mad.
Read what verse 23.
Verse 23. Sing, O ye heavens, for the Lord hath done it. Shout, ye lower parts of the earth. Break forth into singing, ye mountains, O forests.
Hold on, let me see. 40. What chapter you in?
Isaiah 44.
Isaiah 44. You did read that he formed these, so that was good. I was looking for another one though. I can't find out. That's too wild. You too wild in the posh. Anybody got any questions? Who all online? Yahanna, Mama Saul, who else? Azayala. Barak, you had a question?
I got a statement. It's so heavy that you brought that article out because a lot of us get caught up in that. That's in our textbooks when we was in high school, middle school. We read about that Roe versus Wade in there, but you don't know. You have no idea that child lived.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? While we killed our babies.
Right. And the child was living in the 70s.
That's heavy.
So while your textbooks, you reading Roe versus Wade, you end up picking a side. The baby is living though. But in your mind, I have a right to kill mine. The person who was fighting to kill their baby didn't kill it. You better think about it. Who wants Shamar? You?
Come.
And with that, pass class over to priest and officer Napash Kaya.
Here's the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K started on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. My Ishra, that means 10 in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department of teacher. Priest fund, free offering for priests not mandatory, whatever amount you like to give. The next holy convocation is the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. Remind Akim and Alwakian to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pant, headband, or scarf. And make sure you Google his address every time you head to the school. use any GPS, and the address is 3353 Glenwood Road. Type in Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. With that, give one curse to teacher. Men Israel, Almighty Sabbath, Almighty, Rock. Y'all in the top, me hands down, class is busy.